Okay. Let me do this. Share the screen. Okay. Looks like markets are kind of flat. They flattened out a little bit. Man, that X trade is just tearing me up. Man, that thing is just like, but we're still five deltas. We're five deltas. So it's not like the deltas are out of kilter. It's the volatility. No different than the SCMI trade. The thing is I'm not going to get out of this yet. I still got I have enough buying power not to be scared. But, I mean, our deltas are still pretty flat delta. Look at that volatility curve. I mean, when volatility expands, that's why you're seeing what it's doing. And like SCMI, usually at the end of the day, it goes back. But I mean, it's definitely pain trade. It is what it is. But I'm not scared because deltas are still neutral. SPX is up. I mean, basically, we've been in this range for a while. Bonds, the cost of money. Oops. The cost of money. Basically flat. It's been in a nice little range. If we look at the bond markets, their bond markets, it's been in a nice little range for a little bit, for at least a week, a little over a week. Let's go to VIX. Cost of fear. And that is down. Again, we've been in this nice little range on the VIX for quite some time now. It usually ranges for months and then all of a sudden it pops up out of some craziness. So, yeah, we're only, our deltas on X are still where they are, so I'm not going to freak too much. I tried to roll it out to the next month from December to January because we got 29 days. And if I roll it out to January, see that's, oh man, look at that. We're talking really weird. Yesterday it was 144 credit to roll it to January. What if we rolled this out to the 27th of December and a $1.18 credit just to get some credits, see if we'll get filled. I'd like to roll it out to the January 17th. Yeah, and see what would happen. See if we rolled it out there. Yeah, I mean, it's wild because yesterday it was major credit. Right now they're showing a debit, but that could change. Or we could roll it out to the 1st of January. Look at that. Look at how quickly markets are still kind of vacillating what they want to do. Yeah. We're trying to roll it out to the 27th. And we have our price at 118 limit, but let's see if we can get 120 out of it. See, yeah, I mean, things are just still, market's just open. So, it's vacillating left and right, trying to figure it out. Now, yeah, in terms of our credit. So we'll just sit on this. We're rolling it out for a week, see if we could get $1 credit on that. Get $1.18. Let's just see if we can. Okay, I'll go with $1.15. I'm not gonna cry. See if we can free up just a tiny bit of buying power. Main thing is just getting credits. Still yet, it's close to delta neutral. I mean, it's still delta neutral. And actually we're right there. We had that massive skew on the upside though. Massive skew. It's just once I start tightening up the mountain, I want to roll it out in time to give us a little bit more time on that. Okay, everything else. ARK Invest, I could care less. I'm gonna close EEM because we're at about 100% on that. Might as well close it. I could possibly get more, but I've been it's the Roach Motel, and so we're gonna close that. See if that'll close. Get out of EEM. Let's go to GDX. Well, we're still okay. We're 11 deltas long on that. So let's see what we got on GDX Strangle. I mean, let me see. GDX is out to January, so we still got 50 days on that. No, I'm not gonna freak. I mean, we're a little bit off the mountain, so we're getting we're 11 deltas long. Let me see if I did move a strike up, how much we could get on that. If I did, I'd only move it like one strike just to get a few deltas back. Uh, how much money can we get as a credit? 27-cent credit. We're getting back about 5 deltas. It would get a 48% chance of this thing getting touched from 18 to 48 for 28 cents. Nah. If it goes up to 15, then I'll start moving stuff around. But just that little bit. Okay, Intel, we got filled on the Intel trade. Weed, TLT is a free trade. UNG, we got filled also in UNG on that strangle. And I got to be really careful of this. We're already 11 deltas on UNG. So that, and the reason I say be careful is because natural gas could literally fly off the roof. Natural gas could do that. And we do have that upside massive skew. This thing, it already gapped up. This thing could easily get to 17. If it gets to 17, we'd be down considerably. So that has to be monitored with eagle eyes because it's natural gas season, i.e. winter. And where are we going out with that? We're going out toward, you know what? I'm just thinking about this trade, this UNG, because this thing could easily skyrocket to the upside. And it's natural gas strangle. 57 days. Let me see what would happen if for 11 deltas. Yeah, let's see if we move this up, will we be getting any credit? 31 cents. Going from 18 to 24 deltas, 48% chance, 31 cents. Let's see if we can get 34 cents and we'll roll it. Because I want to protect that upside because I have a feeling this thing's going to skyrocket. It already gapped. Volatility's through the roof. It gapped to the upside already on natural gas. And it gapped over an area where there's a lot of demand. So chances are this thing could easily gap. It moves at least $1.30. At least that the average is $1.30 that this thing can actually go. So that would actually get you. I mean, all it would take is one day, and this thing could actually get into the danger zone. ATR says it moves 62 cents on average, but I always double it. So it's like $1.30, $1.24. And I always round it up. So you've got to be really, really careful of that. GLD. Let's see, GLD. Oh no, we don't have a trade on there. Let's see, UNG that got filled. VIX we're still just sitting on because that's literally nothing. X, that's the one we just tried to roll. XLF, still nothing. That's the diagonal. Just planning to see if XLF will go down. If not, we'll take it off. So there we go. Inventory of the trades that didn't get filled, just to see if they're still active. We tried which ones didn't get filled. See, we did UNG, EM. Those are the ones we're working on. X, no, that we already got that. FCX, copper trade. Let's see if that's still in play. Okay, we're not going to get the credit. This is 136 credit. And again, copper is kind of like, these commodities they could gap everywhere. This is Freeport McMoran Copper Company, and that could go anywhere. Hold on for 1 second. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, Hotep there, Brother Will. Yeah. So hopefully you got your charting package, your Tastyworks. Were you able to get your Tastyworks? Sign up and get that all going. Yeah. Oh, you know what I should do? If you wanted to come join, I've been meaning to do that and didn't do that. If you got a mic and wanted to chime in, I'll put a link up there for you. And put a link up there for you. Oh, you didn't get your Tastyworks yet? Oh man, yeah, yeah, yeah. Definitely get your Tastyworks happening, because otherwise, everything I'm telling you is literally just Chinese. Without it, I'll be speaking ni hao. uh, so, anyways, we got that inventory. Freeport McMoran. I'm gonna still try to get it, even though that we're not gonna get the same amount of credit, but I'm gonna do it anyways because it's still in play. Uh, Freeport McMoran. Let's see. Let's go back to trade. Yeah, man. Without the Tastyworks, man, I'm just speaking Chinese to you. Yeah, yeah. We're in 3 different planets. Let me see. 5-day change is still up 2%. IV rank 44. And IV index. Let's see, wait a minute. What's the IV rank? My bad. Yeah, 44, about 45 IV rank. IV index, 39.4. Cool. All right. Freeport McMoran. We're going to try to get that at $1.42, $1.43, where we were at yesterday. Let's see what we got. If we were to use the mountain, so we got analysis, and Okay, still got that delta skew to the upside. If it went up there, we'd be down 179. If it went to the bottom, we'd be down 78. This thing has the ability to move. Okay, volatility is still kind of down a little bit. It does have these spikes though. That's the thing. This thing can spike again. I'm thinking commodity. It could spike everywhere. $2.60. This thing can move either way. $2.60. So I need to make sure I get paid for the problem. It's at 43. If it got to 45, it'd be down 11. 43, 41. Okay, Freeport McMoran. We're going to go ahead and put that order in that we had yesterday and see if it'll get filled. Okay, what else do we have? Any new trades? Sientu is, again, the markets are ranging. Okay, spiders are down just a hair bit, so maybe this will be a down day. I just want to see. Okay, Pfizer, we were stepping away from that. Let's see, does Pfizer fit our scenario? Got a lot of contracts, high volatility, king and queen are there. Thing was, I don't think we had the liquidity. Now, this is high options volume, but it's like for what month? And if I'm going out toward January, which is what I'd like to do, because that's 57 days, a little bit of liquidity, but there's no real, there's nothing on the puts, barely anything on the calls. Where's Pfizer been going? Down, 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 then down. And so if I did this, but there's nothing there, so not really anything I could do. 17 Delta, 2 contracts, it's like nothing. And you could tell just because there's not a lot of strikes. 20 Delta, Pfizer, 56 out of 264. That's not really something I want. Okay, what else we got? Yeah, this MicroStrategies, man, that's ridiculous. Look at this $500 stock. Coinbase is just going ridiculously like crazy. Where's Bitcoin? I didn't go to speculation yet. Where's Bitcoin is, yep, goodness gracious. Yeah, Bitcoin's going to get to 100,000 by the end of the month. I remember Max Kaiser, he would always talk about it. Yep, Bitcoin's going to 100,000. I haven't seen any of his stuff in months. He went from the Russia Today to a thing called Orange Pill, and after that he just disappeared off of the YouTube sphere. But yeah, he would always talk about it. Bitcoin's going to 100,000. You just wait. Yeah, but what's the fungibility of Bitcoin? It's the world's best beanie baby. I'm not mad at it. I'm like, hey, it's cool. It's tradable. It is. It's a beanie baby, and that's what I tell folks. Make the money. Shoot, I remember buying beanie babies at one time. I bought one. It was ridiculously expensive because my daughter said, "Oh, I want a beanie baby," and I'm like, "Oh shit." But Bitcoin is the world's largest beanie baby. It's interesting that Coinbase is down, but Bitcoin is up. Interesting. It's ranging out. The volatility is just getting ridiculous. If we were to trade Coinbase, went out to January, I would never do a strangle. But if we did, to just set up to see what we're looking at in terms of how much credit could we get. Look at that skew to the upside. It's just ridiculous. Ridiculous. Yeah, spending is 10% basically. You're only getting 10% of this. If we condored it off, condored this thing off, yeah, you'd be getting a third the width of the strikes. It's definitely a condor. You're getting paid $3 a day. 83 for 50%. 83 pop is 67. You're basically long a little bit of deltas, but thing is, is if you had to move this thing, you'd be spending about 1,500 in buying power. But still, yet, I mean, it is, that's if you had to move these strikes. I'm again, anytime I get into a trade, the first thing I know is I'm gonna adjust it. But yeah, Coinbase, I mean, willing to spend $1,500 on it. The initial buying power is 700. But the thing is the moment you get in, and for me, that's just, I couldn't do that. That's ridiculous. Mara is another Bitcoin stock. Mara, and that's through the roof because this is the Trump trade. Bitcoin is just through the roof. So and volatility on Mara is through the roof. 149% IB index. There's no way. 24%, 34% swing in 5 days of volatility. That just tells you that it is definitely one for not for the weak of heart. Brazil is still up there, but the only problem we had with Brazil was we had no volume, no liquidity. I mean, it's a little bit for January, but if we went down to the 15, you only got one contract. 15, 18 deltas, 3 deltas short, 94% chance of making 50%. In other words, you'll make $23, but buying power is 323. It's not worth it. You're not getting paid enough for it. I used to I traded, Brazil quite off and on. United Airlines, we went to that yesterday, but I mean, that was in the wheelhouse, but check this out. I mean, United Airlines, volatility is still kind of high. It can move at least $5 on you. Volatility kind of high. The thing is, are you getting paid for the problems? Go out to January, 20 deltas. Is it worth it? Is the juice worth the squeeze? Okay, 17 deltas, 20, so we're 3 deltas long. 84%, 50%. Pop, you're getting paid $8 a day. But yeah, you're getting about a third, so at least you're getting paid for the problems. If we conjured it off, because are you willing to spend $900 in this? Conjured it off, this is good for a condor. Keep in mind that this thing is more than likely going to fall because it's just been going through the roof. Getting paid $1.50 a day, 75, 62. That's all good. This thing can move. Again, $5 on you. Mountain. And let's see where the mountain is. You're up on the mountain, so I do like this. I do like United Airlines. Except that if it moved up there tomorrow, you'd be down 123. If it moved over here, you'd be down like 17. So look at the upside. It's just got massive amounts of skew. If this thing moved, are you getting paid for it? Well, we are literally, you know why? I'll tell you why. Because we got $2.50 strikes down here. Let's put that back to $5 strikes. Now this makes sense. My bad. And now you'd be down 62 as opposed to that. So it's definitely got some upside. It could hurt you on the upside. Now let's take a look at $1.44, 355. Yep, 80%, 63, $5 wide strikes. This is conduit it off. We're looking what would happen if this thing. Well, I think because of granularity of strikes, we might not be able to do this. If this thing moved 1 week, so if we went 1 week, you would be, so it's not going to give it to us. Okay, no worries. Just because, instead of the 82, I'd go 77 or 75.80. Okay, there we go, 75.80. We're a little bit short deltas, but we're still 220. Oh, wait a minute. Ooh, wow. Let's check our deltas real quick, because that would be what Tastyworks would call a chicken condor. 1610. Actually, nah. 1610 on the downside, on the upside, that's why. 15 and 20. Okay. 129 at 371. Still yet. We got 81, 67. So that's good. That's good. What would happen if a week went by in time? 75.80, 115, 120. 75.80, 115, 120. Yep, it's not going to let us do it on that particular expiration. See if we went 2 weeks. Yeah, we're not going to see it. I always go back in time to see what would happen. But okay, let's go back and reset our strikes. Reset our strikes. 75, 80. Okay. 115 and 120. Okay. Okay. So we're good. Okay. 82.68. 131 at a 169. We've got a 16 and 11 deltas here. We've got 16 and 9 deltas here. Okay, that's all good. We get 130 of credit. That's cool. I like the credit. That's excellent. Everything is looking good. Remember, this thing can move $5 on you. So what would happen if we had to adjust strikes? Well, we can, if we adjusted strikes to the next, since the granularity on the upside isn't there, but it's there on the downside. If we had to move this $5, 228 out of 722, so that's still giving us close to a third of the list of strikes. We had to move this to the 85, thus making our strikes $10, 222 out of 733. So that means we would at least hold on to, it would at least cost us $700 for this, to hold on to this. But you know what? 128 to 158. So therefore, there's really a lot of, a lot of room. So I'm going to see if that market could come to me. And then I'll just bring it down as things move around. Make it come to me, like the song, Come to Me. So we'll see what happens. We got United Airlines, and we'll just hold on to that. Remember, this is about just getting credit. I'm looking at United Airlines having the probability of falling more than anything else. Look at the IV index and SCMI. Man, that sucks. It's down. Had I held on for 2 more days, but again, the thing is the buying power was just ridiculous. So, I mean, hey, you got to just follow the rules. But look at that. It just got scooped out of volatility. But the price is still up there. So, I still would have gotten, it has still been a lot of pain. I just love looking at what would happen if KRE, we never got filled in KRE. And that trade never really materialized. I think it was because of the volume. KRE. Yeah, see, there's no, well, let this populate. So we'll see, once, okay, there we go. Still wasn't enough volume for KRE for me to actually make a trade. So if we went to 20, there's nothing there in January. There's nothing. So the king is not there. So anyways, and I was looking for stuff to buy volatility. I do have some volatility trades I've already bought, but that's okay. That's EEM, which we're trying to get out of right now. I really want to buy volatility on the SPX because SPX has potential of cracking and falling, or the spiders have the potential of cracking and falling. If we're looking at the spiders metric, IV index on SPX is only at 16. 16, that's it. 5-day change on 17.4. 16, 17.4. Let's go to IV rank is 22. So I mean, this definitely is one for the books. That the 5-day change was only up. Actually, the 5-day change went up 2%. So I mean, it can crack on you, but I really want this XSP. The only thing is if I did the XSP, which is the baby index, there's usually not enough liquidity there. 5-day change, okay, it's the same thing, up 2%. 21 IV rank. and IV index of 16. I mean, it's just real cool. It's a cool trade. The only thing is I want to do this trade as a as a calendarize the trade. Go out like 9 days. See if we could go out maybe 11 days, 11, 14. But there's no liquidity. And I know this one doesn't have a lot of liquidity in it. It's not like the SPX. SPX, if we did it, it would be like if we went to SPX, and I believe this thing could possibly fall to, say, 58.48. So we're around 58.50. And I said it, and I have like 6 days on this. I go out maybe 9 days. We'll make it, no, we'll go 8 days, 58.50. Sell that one on the 58.50, and then buy. We go 8 days. 4 days after that would be 12. So we go to December 3rd, and we buy the 58.50. And we'll wait for this thing to populate a little bit. Wow, not a lot of contracts out there. 625. Do I really want to hold 625 for this? You're getting paid $52 a day. Volatility would go against you. So for each point that it goes against you, you'd lose $30. But and the reason I went out to there is I was looking at, that's a 32 delta, which means a 64% chance it'll get there. And that's where that technical, quote unquote, supply level is. So if I did that, I would do something like that, in terms just technically, it's just going out to there. If I did that, I mean, it's still yet it's one of those trades where, let's see what we got instead of using individual implieds. Analysis, individual implied volatility. So if the implied goes up, on your if the implied volatility goes down, then you're going to see what your IV crush is. If it goes down, so if the implied starts to go down, wait a minute. Where's my, here we go. Then you're going to see what your so, I mean, you're going to get an immediate IV crush. If I went and used per contract, okay. An implied goes down on the front, but remains on the back month. If it goes down on the front 1%, then you'd be okay. If it goes down even more, you're going to be extremely okay. If it goes down on the back month, of course, you're going to get hurt. Goes up on the back month, down on the front month, you got, the ability to, I mean, you wouldn't be bringing in like $600, but, But, I mean, that's, just kind of looking, it is what it is type of trade. Anyways, that should go ahead and help you out. I would definitely, if you do get a chance, definitely get that Tastyworks. Do that, get that Tastyworks and get that happening. Otherwise, I'm just speaking Chinese to you there, Brother Will. Anyways, just giving you kind of an idea. This is what I'm looking at. And, I'm going to go ahead and if there's any changes or any updates, man, I'm going to definitely do an update on this later in the day if I see any trades. All right, anyways, Hotep, man.